Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Horn Connect. I'm Larry McKinney, and please subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate that. If you have any questions, uh, you can go to the comments below and type in any comments or questions that you have, or you can also go to hornlakeconnect at gmail.com to email any questions or whatever you have. I would be glad to take the time to answer them for you. And let's connect as a community, Horn Lake, Mississippi. Let's connect as people of God who are just trying to just walk in the way of the Lord, who's trying to be the example for our community. I have a quick teaching today, and with this subject, when I was thinking about it, it could possibly be, many videos and many teachings or whatever, but I just want to get on here quickly and just point out some things to help with your walk with Christ, to help with your walk as people. And it has to do with love. If you see the title, it has to do with love. Uh, Basically, what is love? Basically, what are we? How do we perceive love? Because let me share this with you. Love is not how you feel. Love is not a feeling. And I promise you, I believe I've gone over this teaching before. Uh, but love is not a feeling. Love is pretty much an action. Love is something. Love makes you do something, right? Like an outward action. Love is not a feeling, because when we get it confused with that love is a feeling, we I guess if you're especially if you're married, and if you confuse love with being a feeling, you can be in love one day and not in love the other day. That's why people say they fell out of love. That's not love. That's an emotion. Basically, it's lust. But if we see what love is, especially the time that we're in now, we see people throw around, love is love, God is love, which God is love, but in the sense that they're putting their human emotion into what we perceive God's love to be, which is not, right. God's love isn't a feeling. God doesn't love us to make us feel all goosebumps or whatever. That's not love. Even if you look in the Bible, it says in John 3:16, we, as Christians know this, but it says, "For God so loved the world." So God loved the world. So what did He do? Did He make everybody feel happy and feel good? No, it says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son." God's love for this world called Him to give Jesus to the world as a sacrifice, right? And if we know the gospel, right, that Jesus died for our sin, that we would not have to uh, go down the path to be judged and to be, we're redeemed, right? And there's a whole lesson. I should do a video just about the gospel, but love isn't a feeling. So love caused God to give His only begotten Son to the world, so the world would not have to be destroyed, or the world would not have to perish, right? So when we see this and we hear that God is love, what does that actually mean? I'm going to read in Hebrews, and Hebrews 12 and verse 6, it says, "For whom the Lord loves, He chastens and scourges every son whom He receives." So that right there, let's liken that unto a parent and a child's love. So when it says God is love, and we should, that's how we should view love, not as a feeling, not as something that makes us feel good, but love actually corrects. if you love someone, you will correct them so that it will not be going down the wrong path, right? So I'm gonna go up and read this. So let's just keep that in mind. Love is, I love you, so I don't want you to go down the wrong path. Let's keep that frame of mind of love. Let's keep that love in mind, that frame of mind. Okay, so going back up to verse 3. So Hebrews chapter 12, verse 3 says, "For consider him who endured such hostility from sinners against himself, lest ye become weary and discouraged in your soul. You have not yet resisted to bloodshed, striving against sin, and you have forgotten the exhortation which speaks to you as to sons. My son, do not despise the chastening of the Lord." There's the word chastening again. Chastening, let's go. Chastening means to correct or to discipline, right? But it's often for their own good. That's what chastening means. And in biblical context, it refers to God's discipline or correction to his children. That's chastening. Right? And and go back here, it says, "My son, do not despise the chastening of the Lord, nor be discouraged when you are rebuked by him. For whom the Lord loves, he chastens, and scourges every son whom he receives. If you endure chastening, God deals with you as with sons. For what son is there whom a father does not chasten? But if you are without chastening, of which all have been become partakers, then you are illegitimate and not sons." So this is saying if there's no correction, you're not a son. I've seen families who have like blended families, right? So let's say the father is there, but the children aren't his. In some cases, he may not chasten or he may not correct the children because they're not my kids. These are, my wife's kids or whatever. So in the biblical sense, if he's not correcting them, that means that he really doesn't have that connection with them. He really doesn't love them as his own children. And this is what the Bible says. If God is not chastening you, you're illegitimate sons. Furthermore, we have had human fathers who correct us, and we pay them respect. Shall we not much more readily be in subjection to the Father of the spirits and live? For they indeed for a few days chasten us, as seemed best to them, but he for our profit. So you can have people who chasten you for what they think their needs are, but God is doing it for our profit, our benefits, that we may be partakers in his holiness. Now, no chastening seems to be joyful at the present, but painful. Nevertheless, afterward, it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. So it's just saying, when you're chastened by the Lord, or when God disciplines you, first of all, he's doing it because he loves you. That's love, discipline, chastening. But it yields a fruit of righteousness, right? It makes you better because you've been chastened, because you've been disciplined. That's what love does. And so when we say God is love, we're not talking about God is a feel-good love. He wants us to be happy. And no, he wants us to be righteous. So he trains us. He chastens us into the direction that we need to be molded in, right? After his holiness. So that's love, because he wants us to be like him. He wants us to have his character. We have to have the mind of Jesus. So when we hear love, it may not be a warm, fuzzy thing, because most of the time when people are talking about love, they're talking about lust. They're talking about somebody making them feel good, somebody making them happy or whatever. That's not the love of God. When we say God is love, he's doing things, he's disciplining us to be better. What do you think the word disciple comes from? It comes from discipline, right? We're being disciplined to be like God, to look like God in this earth, to look like how Jesus walked in this earth. that love of God is causing us to become more like him through discipline, through training, through chastening. So love is actually an action, right? It causes God, when we say God is love, his love for us caused him to give Jesus, his only begotten son, and it also causes him to train us so that we can be more like him. So I hope that helped you. If you, like I said, if you got any questions, comments, please list it down below. Use the email hornlakeconnect.com, and I will see you guys next time. I went a little bit longer than I thought I would, but I hope I share something with you that bettered you. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.